had to think a little bit about the technique I used to add those beads, especially since I use 2 strands of yarn. But this way I figured out, I think works very well. The beads are very secure in the fabric. You can push them around the way you want and they actually stay in place. They won't go to the other side of the fabric. The other side looks like this and they're very secure. I'm knitting the first square out of Anna Pantelous' book Learn to Knit in 50 Squares. And since this square is kind of plain, I'm gonna add something to it, which is inspired from this Swiss traditional cross-stitch book. It's a carnation. I changed my carnation to fit the 47 rows of the square. This is the square I will knit. And added some leaves so it's not so empty down here. And I will use beads from my kits because there are some beads in here that are a little bigger and fit this yarn. So I already strung all the cross stitches here with beads. Since I knit from down here, I had to count the beads from the top. So till this row I could just string the pink beads. I kind of mixed it up with different reds and pink tones. There's some orange in there too. And then for this orange part here, I used just the bright pink. You see there are 3 bright pink beads that will make up this orange part here. And then for the stem and leaves, I took golden yellowish ones. Even I hold this yarn double-stranded, I just strung my beads on 1 strand of yarn because, you know, 2 strands would have been too thick. I start knitting with this yarn and I will show you my technique on how to make this work in garter stitch. Here you can see the flower come together. It's a little bit of a tedious process, but it's also a lot of fun because with every second row, or actually with every row, you can see the flower come to life. I have a gradient going on here at the same time from this yarn, so I kept the black second yarn going with the gradient of this yarn for a while, and then when this yarn was about the same shade as the one from here, I switched to this. So I have those 2 ends hanging out on the side here that I will weave in at the end, and I'm just working with the gray right now. I put the beads on the gradient yarn so I don't have the problem that I get into another shade and then have my whole beads on the black yarn and have to transfer it from the black yarn to the dark gray yarn, etc. So it just lives on the gradient, which will travel from the bottom to the top of the square. So let's do the right side row first. The first stitch Anna always lifts off like this. She explains in her book why she does that. Then I have to knit 6 stitches without a bead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Six, and then I have to add 7 beads. And in the right side row, this is very easy. I just take the next stitch and pull both strands of yarn through my loop. Here I actually have 3 strands of yarn lined up in 1 stitch, and I show you in the wrong side row why this happens. I just knit all the 3 stitches together, pull the bead through, and here also, and do that for all 7 beads that are lined up. to make sure you really pull the bead through so it can live on top of the needle. Otherwise you have it in the wrong part of your work at the end. Then there is one stitch here without a bead. That's the middle on top of the stem. Also here I have 3 strands of yarn. And then I have 7 beads again. Alright, this is the whole row of beads I added, 7 here and 7 on this side. Then I finished the row just with knit stitches. Turn the work around and also slip the first stitch again. And then work knit stitches just till I come to the first bead that I added on the other side. On the wrong side, I'm not adding beads at all. I'm just gonna make sure the beads are in place. So here you see the first bead. It's on that one single strand of yarn. I'm actually just gonna knit this single strand of yarn with the bead on it and make sure the bead is on the right side of the stitch I'll pull through the loop. It has to be on this side. If it's here, it's gonna go to places you don't want it, so it has to be on the right side. Then the other strand of yarn I'm not gonna knit, because if I knit it, it will give me a bump and it will interfere with the picture that the beads are forming. So I'm just gonna slip that stitch, and that is what causes the 3 strands of yarn on the right side. So here's the next bead. I just knit the one strand with the bead on it and slip the next and slip the other unbeaded strand of yarn. Here 2, knit the one with the bead on it. What's going on? Slip. Make sure the beads are on top of your needle, then you can find them better. Here is the middle stitch without a bead in it. I think, oh no, there is one more. All right. Here is the middle stitch with no bead on it. And then the last 7 beads. And then when we turn around the yarn, you see those beads, since they hang on the bow of the purl stitches here, they all have their holes to the right and to the left. Of course, you could knit this also just with one strand of yarn, then it's less complicated. You don't have to lift a stitch on each wrong row. Or you could do it with 3 strands of yarn and just knit one strand and lift off the other ones. But I think this works out very well. And now you see all those stitches that I knit with just one strand of yarn and lift another strand of yarn. They have 3 strands here in each stitch, which I will knit together again in the next row, which will have less beads. I hope you liked my idea. Thank you so much for watching all the way through it. Subscribe for updates to my squares, and I hope to hear from you soon.